Hey, I'm CM, a 17-year-old rivals enjoyer with an almost 90% win rate, and today I'm here to talk to you about movement, how to understand what good movement is, and how to do it yourself. Before I start this video, I just want to give a quick disclaimer that I don't proclaim myself the best movement player in Rivals. I do believe I am above average, however, and I feel like throughout my time playing this game, I understood the movement in this game pretty well, and I can pull off some really effective movement in my games, and still come out with a victory and not die that many times. So I just wanted to say that. I don't think I'm amazing, but I think I am above average. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, the first mechanic that we'll be talking about, as I said before, is sliding. Now, uh, in Rivals, you can crouch, right? Everyone knows this. If you hold control or whatever your crouch button is, you can crouch. And you move slower, but your hitbox also, like people can't see your head. Like if you're peeking over, like here, for example, you crouch, they won't be able to see your head. But if you stay up, they might be able to see like the top of your head. However, if you press your crouch button while you are holding a directional key, say like W, you go into a slide. Now this slide it lasts for quite a pretty long time, as you can see. And I just did a double slide there. I don't know how I did that, but it could also get elongated if you slide down a surface. So say I want to slide down here, I can hold slide. As you can see, my slide becomes slightly longer. Now, sliding is a very useful mechanic, and it's a mechanic that I use quite a lot to make my movement more unpredictable. Because say there's someone in this corner here, and you want to go peek them, instead of just peek them like this and have your whole body exposed, you can say slide, which will make you harder to track as you come around the corner, and you could just track them and you can shoot them like that. So that is one really good benefit of sliding, and that's another way. Let me turn off my volume actually. And that's another way you can make your movement really unpredictable by sliding. Anyway, the next thing you could do with sliding is you can gain movement speed. So if you want to, again, there's a guy in that corner, you want to push him, instead of just running forward with your sprint, you could alternatively slide and then slide again. So you see how much faster that is compared to just fully running. It's a lot faster, and you can get a lot more distance quicker just by sliding. Now, another benefit, there's many benefits to sliding, which I will explain, like the advanced ways to sliding later in this video, but I'm just kind of trying to explain the basics. So, another thing you could do with sliding is also make yourself harder to track when you fall off of like ledges. So say you fall off here, right? You just kind of like go in a very predictable arc straight down. However, if you slide off the ledge, not only do you go much further, you gain a lot more distance, but you're also kind of harder to hit because your hitbox will be smaller from sliding, and you just cover a greater distance, which just makes, sliding is just great. It also has like plenty of other ways you can use it, which I will cover later in this video, but in my opinion, sliding is one of the most crucial things that you need to get down and understand if you want to improve your movement as a player and just have better movement overall. If you want an example on how I use sliding, this is, I'd say, pretty advanced, but say there's someone over there, I would just slide, jump, and then I'll already be there and get ready to shoot at them, which transitions into my next point, which is cancelling your slide. So, as you can see, if I slide and I press control again, nothing happens. However, if I slide and then jump while I'm sliding, I still gain that forward momentum from sliding. However, my sliding completely stops, which allows me to, so say it's someone there in that corner, I could just slide jump, which makes it a lot harder to like predict because you would probably see my legs peeking and you would think, oh, he's gonna slide. Then you just slide jump, and while you do fall in a predictable pattern, it can catch the enemy off guard, so you could just slide jump and then start shooting at them, and you get it free elimination. Alongside the slide jump, another technique you could use is slide like spamming. So as you see, just slide jump, slide jump, slide jump, slide jump, slide jump. Now this is much faster than just running normally, and you cover a lot more distance, which allows you to, it can put you in a better situation to, be more flexible with your movement and to, just gain more distance if you're trying to, say, push someone or you're trying to chase someone down compared to just normally running. Another tip while you can slide jump is you could also change whichever way you're moving to also make yourself harder to hit. So, as you can see, I've been having my keyboard and my mouse like movements on the underneath my webcam, and hopefully this you guys can slow the video down if you don't fully understand this, but basically if you slide jump and then press a bunch of your directional keys at once and you keep on doing this, you kind of make like a circle, and it can make you actually very difficult to hit, as it may not seem that way. However, if you just completely mix up your movement, mix up your directional keys, go left and right, up and down, backwards, forwards, do all this kind of stuff, it makes you a lot harder to hit, which is actually what I primarily use if I'm in a gunfight. So, for example, say there is someone over there shooting at me, right? Since I use the fists, which give me the ability to double jump, I would double jump up here, then I would just spam this move while shooting at them. So I'm not completely just standing still shooting and make myself an easy target. I'm slide jumping, slide jumping, slide jumping, and using all these different directional keys to make myself harder to hit while I'm standing on this one block. Because they have to, instead of just shooting me like this, they'd have to track me, and they'd have to while meanwhile I'm shooting at them as well. So it gives them it puts a lot of pressure onto them. Which, if you can master it, it's honestly not that difficult. It just takes a little bit of time and practice. If you can't already tell, this tutorial is mainly for mouse and keyboard users. However, I do believe that you could do this on controller with enough practice. Phone, I'm not so sure because I don't really know how the phone controls work or the mobile controls work. But I feel like with controller, you would easily be able to master this kind of movement if you just practice, and just try your best. It doesn't have to be exactly how I'm doing it. Any variation would help, and it would just help make you so much harder to hit, and it's just such a big benefit. So with that, I believe that is all for sliding. There might have been some sliding techniques I've missed out or I've just forgotten about. If I do, I will make a part 2 if it's requested, of maybe making a more advanced guide, or just mentioning more techniques that I haven't mentioned in this video. But bear with me, because all this information is supposed to be for beginners and maybe advanced players. If like to play the game casually but want to get slightly better movement and win more games and gunfights, this video is for you. Anyway, moving on. The next technique that I will talk about is B-hopping. Now, B-hopping is obviously in every game. Everyone knows how to B-hop. What you do is you just basically, you could hold space, which is, I actually didn't even know you could do. I just kept on pressing space with timing, but yeah, you could just hold space and you'd bounce a lot. And I guess this is kind of a benefit because it changes your vertical movement, so you're not just a straight target to hit like track. You have to go up and down, your opponents have to go up and down while they're shooting at you. So I guess it's a benefit, but I don't really find myself b-hopping that much because it's pretty slow, and crouch spamming on slide jumping is just so much faster. But anyway, b-hopping, it's a thing. It's very easy to do. You just hold your space or where your jump button is, and you could just b-hop around like you're on the moon with low gravity. It's not really that useful, but it's still a technique that I thought I'd mention in case you guys want to figure out crazy things to do with it. It's entirely up to you. But as I said before, Rivals does have so many movement opportunities, and you can make so many cool movement combos and just have a great time and make your own movement techniques. So I just wanted to bring it up in case you guys want to use it for something. Anyway, the next technique that I want to go over is strafing. Strafing is as simple as it sounds. It's just you pressing your A and D key in rapid succession, so it makes you go side to side. This is better than just standing still and shooting, because not only does it make you a harder target to hit, it could also help you improve your tracking. So say if you and an enemy are strafing, it's going to be harder for you to hit the enemy, but it also go for them, so it will be harder for them to hit you. Now, strafing is, in my opinion, a very crucial part of learning Rivals movement as well, because it just makes you really hard to hit. So it's also pairs like really well with slide spamming. So as you can see, I'm just holding, I'm like alternating between A and D while I'm slide spamming, which like makes the opponent think I'm gonna slide, but then I stop and then I go the other way, and strafing is, I'd say, relatively fast in this game. However, the time to kill in this game can vary depending on what weapon you use and how good the other person's aim is. So it can be pretty difficult to hit someone who's strafing, but most people just literally just spam like this and they would get a couple shots on you anyway. But yeah, strafing is very, like, in almost every game, strafing is very necessary to learn, and especially while slide spamming, it helps a lot. And I believe that strafing is still really important, even if you don't use it that much. Like, knowing how to press your A and D like really fast and alternate between them is just very important, and I believe it will really like improve your movement a lot. Anyway, the next movement tech that I want to go into is grenade boosting. So unlike some other games, you cannot take explosive damage from your own explosive weapons. So say your RPG, your grenade, the subspace mine, or the grenade launcher, you do not take damage. Instead, you boost yourself like if you were to shoot to get shot by those weapons. Instead, you just don't take the damage. So, for this specific part, I'm going to talk about grenade boosting because RPG boosting and every other weapon is pretty self-explanatory. Like for the mine, I don't have it unlocked, but I just assume you place it down, shoot it, or detonate it in some way, and you just get sent flying upwards, which you probably have seen quite a lot by the people that do own it. But I want to go over grenade boosting because the grenade is the first piece of utility that you unlock, and it's free, and it's pretty useful actually. I don't have any other utility unlocked because I just think the grenade is one of the best. So the way to grenade boost is the way that's easiest in my opinion is as soon as you put it out with whatever button you have, right? Because you can, like for example, if you press G on your keyboard, if you're using mouse and keyboard, you will automatically throw the grenade whatever you're looking at, right? Like you're not holding it, you're not like pulling the pin to explode it earlier, you're just immediately throwing it, right? Which is also useful. But if you want a grenade boost, you will pull it out with, well, I use 4, it might be different for you guys, but you will put it out with 4, and then you will hold your left click or whatever you would use to shoot a gun or throw anything, but you don't let go. So you hold left click, and as you can see, it's charging up, and as soon as like 2 to 3 seconds after finish charging or less, it will explode, right? So that is like the basic way to grenade boost. It sends you pretty high in the air, kind of far forward. You could make more distance by crouch spamming, pretty much, but you know, it's still really useful to learn. Let me just get a kill so the game doesn't finish and I can get my grenade back. However, if you want to use grenade boosting effectively, you kind of have to follow my keyboard movements here because I don't really know how to explain it too well. But what you would do is you would look like the opposite direction you would want to boost. So say I want to go that way, you would look the opposite direction. I would look down and I hold the grenade, and I'd say maybe a second, or like it's kind of a timing thing that you have to like understand and you have to get down, which it doesn't take too long. You just kind of count the seconds in your head. But as soon as your grenade is about to go off, you would jump off like a ledge, or you would jump in general, and this allows you to gain a lot more height, but more importantly, a lot more horizontal mobility. And if you were to hold whichever direction you want to go in, so say I have to hold S because I'm going backwards here, or what I do is I just throw it. As soon as it blows up, I turn around so I can then just actually like look at where I'm going and like make a plan in my head, like, okay, where do I want to land after I finish? Like when I go on the ground, do I want to land here? Do I want to land there? Do I want to land in their spawn? Which is what I usually do when I play on this map, which is my favorite map by the way, because it's so good for movement, but I'll get onto that later. Um, but yeah, there's not really like anything to it. You just have to pretty much just kind of master the timing. It's all about timing in this game, and the more you do it, the easier it will become for you and the better you get at it, and eventually you'll just find yourself grenade boosting across the map, and you know, going super far distances. Like even before, I wasn't too sure on how to do this, while my friend who was AFK here was doing it pretty frequently. But it's just a thing you have to get used to. You guys should really try it if you haven't tried it before, because it's really fun and you don't need any cool movement text to be able to do it. It's pretty simple to do and you can gain a lot of distance from doing it. So yeah, that is grenade boosting, and I believe that RPGs and grenade launchers and anything else that would deal explosive damage act the same way. And but I wanted to talk about grenades only because I believe that it is like, you know, everyone has a grenade, and you know, it's fun, and I definitely recommend it. So now I want to talk about the type of movement that I do, and just overall how you could use movements on different maps. So as you can see by my gameplay, I do slide cancel quite a lot. I believe that is probably the best way of getting around in Rivals, and you just cover so much distance, and it's very satisfying to hit, especially with my fists. Like if I miss a jump say here, just double jump and I'm on the ledge again, I can double jump. And this is why I love the fist so much, because it just gives you that extra little like boost forward and upward that you may need to make jumps that previously weren't possible. The scythe does the same, but the scythe has a cooldown, while the fists, they don't. You could just double jump, double jump, double jump, double jump, and you know, I think it's the best melee weapon in terms of moving. I know the chainsaw provides really good horizontal movement because you literally dash forward like a maniac towards your enemies, and I have used it before, and it is pretty good for horizontal movement. But I just think for overall, the fist is just amazing. But yeah, I don't really use many other movement techniques besides slide jumping and slide like canceling. Like say if I'm on top of here and I'm trying to shoot someone like there, I'll do this kind of stuff, and you know, just really try and make myself as unpredictable as possible. And you also have to kind of have like some awareness of what you're doing and where you're going, because if you're just like sliding like randomly, having no idea what you're doing, then you could literally just fall off the map, which I have done before, unfortunately. And you know, it's not a nice feeling, but you know, it just improves your awareness, and just try to be more aware. Even if it slows you down a little bit, being like fully aware of your movement is much better than just spamming random keys and movement patterns, and you know, like thinking you're really unexpected to hit, or like really hard to hit, when in reality you just look like an idiot. And with that, I think it's safe to say that that is all the movement techniques that's in the game. I probably, knowing me, I probably have missed out on some movement techniques or some like things that, you know, are important. And if I did, please leave a comment down below. I will gladly make a part 2 if it's requested, and maybe try and figure out more advanced ways to move, and you know, just educate you guys more on techniques that you don't know about. But yeah, I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope I didn't make it too long, and you know, movement just takes time. Some people will learn slower than others, and some people can just get the hang of it instantly. Some people take a couple days, maybe weeks, maybe months to get really good at movement, and that's okay. Everyone takes time. Everyone, like, you know, everyone does things at their own pace, and there's no need to rush it, because the more like slower you do it, the easier it'll be to understand, and the better you get at movement. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see more guides, like an aim guide, a settings guide, anything guide related about Rivals, please leave it down in the comments below. Thank you for watching if you made it this far, and I hope you all have a great day and a wonderful Rivals experience. Peace out, guys.